In this episode of Toast with Ty, I'm cooking seafood pot pies. This dish packs a ton of flavor, from the white wine-infused butter sauce to the savory potato chunks. And the star of the show, fresh, succulent conch meat. All wrapped in a flaky puff pastry, each pot pie is like its own little gift for the foodies at your dinner table. For me, cooking isn't just about the final dish that ends up on the dinner table. It's about enjoying the journey along the way. Whether you are cooking for a special occasion, making a romantic meal for two, or just treating yourself, these flavor-packed dishes will always have one thing in common, a splash or two of wine. So with the focus being on decorations and presents, sometimes the Christmas dinner menu can be an afterthought and we end up just redoing the same dishes that we did for Thanksgiving. And I've been tired of that since I was a kid. I cannot eat turkey and stuffing for 2 months in a row. So my family and I decided a couple of years ago that we are gonna start doing a seafood-themed Christmas dinner every year, and we absolutely love it. So today I'm sharing with you one of the dishes from that menu, which is a seafood pot pie. But first, I am actually gonna pour myself a glass of Sauvignon Blanc because that is the wine that is being featured in today's dish. And I wanna just have a little taste before we get started. So light, so crisp, so airy. It's gonna be a perfect complement to the seafood pot pies that we have. So let's get started. First, we're gonna cut up some fennel. Fennel is very easy to prep. You just need to remove the top, and we're really just trying to take the core out because the core is what has a licorice taste to it, and that'll be too strong for our dish. So I'm just gonna cut it in half. I'm gonna do a triangle cut down the center to remove the core from each side. Go. Then I'm just gonna chop it in half and then do a chop on it, fine chop on it. I love fennel. Sometimes it can be used as a replacement for celery. It has a little bit more of a stronger flavor. And if you do like that licorice flavor, you can keep the core, but you gotta be really strategic about it because it can easily overpower your dish if you let it. And then we'll add this to the bowl. I already have some onions, scallions, and celery chopped up as well. Next, what I'm gonna do is chop a few heirloom potatoes, which will give us a nice hearty flavor for our pot pie. And they're so small, you can just quarter them. And I'll put them in a bowl of water just to keep them from turning brown until we're ready to use them. These are so stinking cute. I absolutely love purple potatoes. They are my favorite. The color is so deep and rich. All right, clean up my cutting board, and then we can start working on chopping up our tarragon, which is a really nice herb that complements seafood really well. Tarragon, a little goes a long way, so I'm just gonna chop up enough to add that light flavor to our dish. Definitely want to make sure it's finely chopped. You don't want your guest biting into a whole tarragon leaf. All right, so we have all of our prep work done. Let's head over to the stove and get started. Can't forget my wine. Okay, so let's get started on sweating out our aromatics. We already have butter in the pan melted. We're gonna go ahead and add the fennel, shallots, and celery that we chopped up earlier. And I'm gonna give it a little hit of salt to help it sweat out faster. So I absolutely love seafood. The seafood that I'm using in the pot pies today is conch. I am a Florida girl. My family is from Florida, so I have been eating conch all my life. I was first introduced to it actually through conch fritters, which I think a lot of people have had conch fritters before. And then as I got older and started traveling, I traveled to Belize and I had conch ceviche, and it completely just like rocks my world. So now I find different ways to incorporate conch into my recipes, and the seafood pot pie is one of them. Now, if you don't like conch, of course you can swap it out with something else. You can do lobster tails, you can do shrimp, you can do heartier fish like salmon or cod, whatever floats your boat. All right, so we're just gonna let this sweat out and then we'll add in a few more ingredients. So now what we're gonna do is add in some flour. This is gonna help to thicken up our stock. And also we just wanna cook this for a little bit so that it gives us a nutty flavor. Okay, so now we're gonna add in our Sauvignon Blanc, which, by the way, fun fact, this is by Mary J. Blige. She absolutely did her thing with this wine. It's very good. So we're just gonna let that simmer for a quick second, and then we'll add in our stock and our heavy cream. We'll just stir to incorporate this. I'm just gonna drain out the water from our potatoes because we're gonna add that next. Go ahead and add those. This dish is already so pretty. And then we'll add in a couple of pieces of thyme. Give that a good stir. And now we're gonna let this come to a boil. We wanna make sure that the potatoes are fork tender because once they go in the oven, they're not gonna be in there for long. All right, now we're gonna add in the tarragon and our conch. Gonna give this a good stir and then we'll remove it from the heat. And just remember, you don't have to follow along with me. All of my recipes are on ashleytye.com. Today, we're just enjoying the experience of cooking. All right, let's remove this from heat and go fill our pot pies. All right, now we're ready to fill our pot pies. So I'm gonna go ahead and take these ramekins, fill it up with our seafood stuffing. So good. And don't be stingy, fill it all the way up to the top. One more little scoop. Okay, and then we're gonna brush around the edges with some egg wash. This is gonna help the puff pastry stick to it. All right. Just need a little bit. And now we have our pre-made puff pastry squares, which is an absolute lifesaver, especially on a day like Christmas when you're cooking already so many different meals. Who has time to actually do the 15 steps needed for making puff pastry? This way you can just set it out from the freezer, allow it to thaw out for a couple of minutes, 25 to 30 minutes before you're ready to use it, and you're ready to go. I absolutely love it. Pre-made puff pastry dough is so clutch, and using it doesn't make you any less of a cook. So we're just gonna cut an air pocket in. Nice little X. I wanna make sure that it has some room to breathe. Then we'll just brush the top with a little bit more of the egg wash. This will also help it to give it a really beautiful color. Season it with a little salt because I like a little saltiness. And then we can prep the next ones, and then we're gonna go in the oven with these. Ooh, this is heavy, but so beautiful. Look at these, they're so cute. They look so perfect. The puff pastry color is a beautiful golden brown, super flaky. I can already smell the tarragon and the fennel. Now I gotta get in here and get a taste of the conch. Oh, listen to that sound. It is so good. I know when we think of seafood, we usually think of tropical or the beach, light and airy, but this dish really has the best of both worlds. It gives you those tropical vibes, but it also gives you like a perfect cold weather dish. It is perfect for your Christmas dinner table. It's so cute and compact. It's like a little gift for your guests. And then of course, it'll look great on your tablescape. I absolutely love this. It is so good. And it goes perfect with the wine that we used in it. Heaven, truly. This is the Christmas gift. As a reminder, you can get all of my recipes on AshleyTye.com. And until next time, cheers.